Hello, everyone, and welcome to my bar. My name is Ansel Birch, the Indecisionist, and I will be your dungeon barkeep today. Now, I am no expert mixologist, but like anyone tending bar this side of the Goblin Warrens, I have an adventurous spirit and are willing to try anything once. So, since I don't have a call list behind me, we're going to go ahead and make a brand new cocktail today using the roll of some gaming dice and my willingness to try anything once. So, what do you say? Shall we make a new cocktail today? Great. We're going to start off with the roll of a d4 to select a essential mixer. This will be the start of our cocktail. Here we go. That is a 3. Vermouth! Yeah, vermouth. All right, let's get that weak wine in here. Next up is a d6. This is going to pick a garnish. A 6. Bitters. All right, we're off to a good start. Vermouth and bitters. Yeah. All right, Julia at home is drinking Polliner Grapefruit Radler. Ooh, Polliner, I think. I don't know how to say that. But Grapefruit Radler, I've had that, and it's great. I love that sour. All right, next we're going to move on to a D8. This is going to pick a less essential mixer. Here we go. 2 Sprite. All right, we're going to do a lemon lime soda on there. Next up is arguably the star of the show, a D10 to pick our liquor. 1 flavored. Okay, this is fun. So having rolled the flavored, I am going to go ahead and roll again another d10, and this is going to pick what kind of liquor I have to choose. Now, unfortunately, I only have certain kinds of liquor in flavored varieties, so I may have to roll a couple times to get one that I have a flavored version of, but I'm confident that we can get there. If I can get the D10 out of this box. Here we go. All right. So we got another D10 here. 4. Flavored absinthe. Okay, I don't have a flavored absinthe. All of my absinthe is absinthe flavored. 5. Gin. I also don't have a flavored gin. Okay. Ooh, so far we're striking out. Usually this goes on the first one, but that's how dice work. 10s explode. Okay, so we'll roll twice. All right, folks at home, since we've already rolled 2 others, I will let you choose between absinthe and gin what our other one is. As I add flavored... Nope, don't have tequila. 3 whiskey. Flavored whiskey. All right, so your choice, folks at home. Let me know in the chat if you want me to put absinthe or gin with apple whiskey. Apple whiskey. All right. So while you deliberate on that, we'll move on to bar terms. This is going to be chosen by a D12. Chaser. All right, so chaser is anytime you serve a shot of something next to your cocktail or pint. A lot of times you see this with like a sort of crummy beer and a shot of whiskey to like even it out afterward and give you that, you know, a little bit more of that alcoholic hit that maybe the less exciting beer didn't have. But yeah, so that's a chaser. Anytime you serve a second drink on the side of your main drink. Sometimes that's called like a sidecar or a pony, which is also on our list. But yeah, so that's a chaser. And usually you do one and then the other, hence the name. Pony, you can kind of drink at the same time. I think that's maybe the distinction, although it may just be a regionalization or something like that. Like I said, I'm not an expert mixologist. I'm just a guy who tends bar in a cave. So don't trust me? Google it yourself. Do your own research. Talk to your bartender. We all have different opinions on things. Ha ha ha, that's how it works. Everything's subjective. Except for, you know, math and science. Finally, we're going to roll on the names chart. We've got a D20 right here. We got 20 names right here from a list of names that were suggested by friends online. And we are going to use those 20 names to choose one name for today's cocktail, which sounds like it's going to be an exciting cocktail. Yeah, and it looks like we're choosing gin at home as our secondary liquor. So gin and apple whiskey. This is going to be good. So What will the name of this strange concoction be? 9. Dungeon Crawl. That feels appropriate. That feels very appropriate. So let's switch over to the bar top cam. All right, so let's go ahead and put this together. We're going to start with our short tin, and let's start with our liquors. So we're going to do an ounce of apple whiskey. And an ounce of gin. Ooh. Okay, that was a bit of a heavy pour, so we're doing an ounce and a half of gin. Missed the mark a little bit. I figure that's probably okay, and it's my show, so it's okay. I should only do half an ounce here of vermouth. Wow, okay. I'm apparently on the heavy pour train today. So I'm just going to go for... All right, half an ounce of vermouth it is. Okay, so that is all that needs to go into the shaker aside from our bitters. There we go. Just a little dash of bitters there. And then we'll throw a few d6 of cold damage into our tin. Pour that over top. Give it a shake. So let's go ahead and shake this. All right, nice and cold. Got a good seal. That's promising. I'm going to serve it in this nice fluted glass. Oh, wow. I would not have expected it to get quite so cloudy. It's got like a lushed effect. Oh, you know what I've done? I've bruised the gin. That's the thing that people say. And I think that might be what's happening here. All right, so we're going to top it with some Sprite. And there we have it, the Dungeon Crawl. I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. The apple flavoring is pervasive, and it tastes like artificial apple, like Jolly Rancher apple, which I guess was to be expected. We used Jim Beam apple. Hypothetically, this is apple liqueur with whiskey, but you know, who's to say? It's got that like artificial apple flavor to it, which, I mean, I don't want to call the Jim Beam people liars, but I don't know. It's got a lot of notes in common, so there's that. It does look a bit like I used absinthe instead. Now that it's calmed down a bit, it's clearing up. So I think maybe that was just included gases from the shaking process, because it has, like I said, it's cleared out quite nicely and frosted the glass as well, which is great. But I don't hate it because the gin, and I used Bombay Sapphire, so it's got a little bit more of that herbaceousness, but not like quite as much as like a Hendrix would. I feel like if you used a more herbaceous gin, it would fight the apple flavor a little bit more and maybe give you a little bit more of an experience there. But as it is, I mean, like I said, I don't hate it. The bitters are definitely helping to like mellow things out and give it all a little bit more character and generalness. Um, but yes, as Terry says, it's an in the middle drink. It's good, not bad. It's fine. I could see people really getting into this if you like apple teenies, you know, because it's in that same like apple flavor group. It's still a little bit on the sweet side, but if you're thinking, oh, I want an apple teeny, but I want something a little bit more dry, this would be a good way to go because it's got that apple flavor, but it's not as sweet and cloying as an apple teeny would be. So it's definitely got that going for it. The gin does balance it out. The lemon lime is giving it some sweetness, but also some of that like citrusy, sour to balance the sweetness. And like I said, I think the bitters are also helping to mellow things a little bit and give us a little bit more palatability. Yeah, all things considered, it looks real classy. It's a refreshing, spritzery sort of thing. If you like apple-flavored cocktails, this would be a good one to try while you're out on a deck somewhere, enjoying an evening. Maybe you're at a cabin in the woods, like some of our viewers are currently, enjoying a little boozy weekend with your sister. This would be a great choice. It's refreshing. It's got like bright, crisp apple notes, granted in that like fakey apple Jolly Ranchery sort of region, but still, I mean, I don't hate it. It's got like a candy thing going on. But yeah, so that's my feeling about this one. Gosh, my ability to remember the names is still bad. The Dungeon Crawl. So, the Dungeon Crawl. Totally worth making. But what kind of adventure would I serve it on? I feel like while it's named a dungeon crawl, it's got too much of that like chill cabin vibe to it to be served during your dungeon crawl. I think this is the sort of thing that you serve to your PCs, to your adventuring party. Maybe while they're planning a dungeon crawl, maybe they're at camp. It's like a hot night. They've set up camp. They're near the like lair of the beast, and they need to sort of collect themselves before they go in for the final actual crawl. And so while they're like reviewing the maps, one of the characters whips up some cocktails for them while they're sitting around the fire and looking at the charts that the wizard gave them or whatever. This is another good general purpose adventuring cocktail. I think it's refreshing, it's crisp, and it gives you this like late summer autumnal sort of feel to it. So like the warm nights at the beginning of autumn and the end of summer. So if you've got that sort of late summer, early autumn feel to your game, you know, maybe you're fighting tree spirits or protecting tree spirits. Oh, that's it. You're protecting some tree spirits, and the tree spirits are giving you this while you review the dungeon map that was given to you by the wizard. This is the cocktail that you're drinking out around your fire. That's it. That's got to be it. Tree spirits. All right. So, the dungeon crawl. Until next time, friends, drink adventurous.